all types of stuff. We talking about the
He want
election.
a pink. Yeah. He want a pink sweatshirt.
You want a pink sweatshirt, Donnell? I'm not saying nothing. Hey, my bad, y'all. So we had a little technical difficulty, so we had to go out, come back in. I hope y'all go ahead and rejoin.
They tried to knock us out. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. That's actually exactly what happened. So,
happened.
So if, matter of fact, what I have not done, and I'm gonna do it now, is let's go ahead and reshare this for everybody who was out there who wants to join back in to Millionaire Man Cave right here on RETV. Let me get the link so I can reshare it for everybody to see. I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. I'm sharing to my story. Actually, I didn't want to share to my story. This is why I don't. This is why RETV is on YouTube. It's so easier to share rather than to share to. All right, there we go. So sharing for everybody to see. Matter of fact, I'm tagging y'all brothers while I'm at it.
All right.
I tagged y'all. I'm about to hit share and post. I've shared tonight's video. Yo, if you are on Facebook, this is a one night only deal. We are on Facebook. My bad, we had some technical difficulties. So this is video part 2 of Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television. Share this video with your family. Share this video with your friends. This is a special show. We talking about the election. It is election night. Yeah, we got some good information that we're gonna talk about. We had to get some silliness out the way first, but now we're actually gonna talk about some real stuff because we are in election night. So every night, not every night, every now and then, we're gonna pop up some election results. Let's go ahead and pop some in right now and see what we got tonight. Democracy 2020. Right now, we're looking at electoral votes, right? So one of the things, I don't know how many people actually know, and then y'all can let me know what y'all know. Do y'all know much about the electoral process versus the popular vote process and all that good stuff?
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
State, carries a certain amount of electoral votes, and if you some states are you get more votes for certain states than you do other states. So I think like North Carolina, I think we got 14 or 15 electoral votes. That's kind of big. It's double digits in the electoral vote. How many you got to have? 132? How many?
270.
270.
Oh,
270.
Well, okay. See, I ain't win. I lost mine. First of all, how many people on here have ever been president or something?
Donnell, looking like my bad, bro.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's part of my personality. I'm not one for managing people, so
there you go.
Set.
Mike, what was you president of?
I was president of my chapter in college.
What kind of chapter?
My chapter at Kappa Alpha Psi.
Oh, okay. I know if you was sad or not, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you was responsible for whooping a whole bunch of black dude ass, wasn't you?
No. We don't do that anymore.
All right. Okay. All right.
That is not a part of fraternity process anymore.
All right. I'm glad to stop you, President. Ty, what was you president of? Or is or what?
These nuts. No, I'm joking.
You really?
You fell right into that one, dog. Hey, I did that on purpose too. I raised my hand just because I wanted. I knew you was gonna ask that question, and I just had to do that.
I didn't see your hand. I'm not even looking at your screen. I'm looking at another screen. I didn't even see what you did. But anyway, you got
it. Hey. All right, so just so people know, I gotta play this last video. This one won't get us kicked off. I gotta play this last one because this one will actually no, that ain't it. Shoot, I don't even have it no more. Y'all done threw me off. I can't even where it is no more. Anyway, I had a video that I was gonna play for y'all that had to do with the electoral process and all that, but in how many votes you need to have. But like we said, you need to have 270 electoral votes in order to win the presidential election. Now, a lot of people get confused because they feel like, why is it that I voted for somebody, and because my dude or whoever that I voted for,
So basically,
okay, that was
basically the Electoral College thing is you get a certain amount of votes to win the state. If you win the state, you get all of the Electoral College votes for that state.
Right.
So sometimes you can vote, and a lot of people can vote for a certain side, but the Electoral College comes in, meaning that the most people in your state voted for that one person. They get all of the Electoral College votes. And like we said, it's like in the teens for North Carolina. I don't know what it is for Maryland. Any idea, Donnell?
15.
15? Okay.
Now, Donnell, you just sent me something. I don't know where it went.
Excuse me, it might be 10. Hold on. It's either 15 or 10.
But it's double digits. We know that. So it's 10. 10. Okay. So all of these double digit states are at stake because they give you the most to get to that 270 mark.
Exactly. And so a lot of people get confused when they go, yo, why is it that old boy won the popular vote, but they say the electoral vote is the one that, got him into, and people feel like their vote don't count for that reason. So I think it's important that people understand what the electoral vote process is, like Mike just described. So that way you understand that your vote does count because it goes towards that electoral vote, which then allows your state to represent, or however many votes you have, not you, but how many votes your state has in the Electoral College, to be able to say that goes towards his or her 270.
And so that kind of brings up swing state. So what's a swing state, Ty?
Okay. I'm glad you asked, Mike. No. So a swing state. All right. So a swing state is a U.S. state with two major political parties have similar levels of support, right? But their voters are like, sometimes they Democrat, sometimes they Republican. And a lot of that times you really don't know how your state is going to vote. It may swing left, it may swing right. Sometimes depending, for the most part, it used to be all blue, or it used to be all Democrat, or for the most part, then it used to be all red, it used to be all Republican. Well, it flips back and forth. After a while, they call it a swing state because that state then depends on, how your state is voting that year. They call it a swing state. And in a lot of cases, if that state has a lot of electoral college or electoral vote, then it's a state in which a lot of candidates will put a lot of time and attention into because they want it to swing their way.
Yep. Good. Yeah, exactly.
I got a question.
What's up?
Okay.
How is the electoral votes determined per state?
That thing called the census. That good old
it had to do with,
and this is exactly why we say people
census.
fill out your census report, because your census report tells whoever makes this decision how many electoral votes, how many senators, how many whatever it is.
Not senators, House of Republicans.
Representatives.
Not Republicans. What is it?
Representatives.
House of Representatives.
Yeah, how many representatives your state actually gets when you fill out your census. So that's why we always say it's important every, what is it? How many years you fill out the census?
10.
10. Okay. Every 10 years, I didn't realize it was that long. Every 10 years, fill out y'all daggone census. It don't take you. What? Well, Donnell, what? You know what? It's why I can't fool with Donnell. I just realized.
Whoa.
I didn't realize, what's why I want food on there. But yeah, so
What did he say?
Yeah, I missed it.
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't repeat myself but once. So how many years it is in between from one vote to the other? That's what I said.
From one
I didn't
census
realize
to another.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So when the time come around, every 10 years, I think we just did one this past year. Fill out y'all's census, man. So that way, if your state is a state in which you feel like you need more electoral votes for whatever reason, your census is based upon that. Trying to answer your question, sir. Say what?
I said funding as well.
Yep.
Exactly. Funding as well. So
yeah, this stuff is important. It's adulting.
Man.
It's adulting.
So let me ask you this then. Do y'all feel like, I notice a lot of things we like, even my daughter says it all the time. I'm not going to use this stuff that she's learning in school on a daily basis, right? I will say the last time I had a government class was in probably 7th or 8th grade. But other than that, do you feel like any of this stuff is relevant? Like, are our kids learning this type of stuff in school anymore? Like I said, I know I did in 7th or 8th grade, but I haven't heard my kids talk about a government class or nothing like that.
Yeah, they have a government class in high school. I know in Maryland and in North Carolina, they have a government class, like a civics and economics type class.
What you about to say, Black?
Yeah, same thing he said. Yeah, they do have a government in high school and civics in middle school.
But is it an elective or is it a class that you mandatory to take, that you have to take?
Mandatory.
It's a core class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Core. Yeah.
You need it for your graduation credits.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're still out there because I know a lot of times in school, I don't feel like our kids are learning things that will actually help them as adults rather than just some stuff that they just learning additional skills. But that's a different topic. Neither hitting on it. So for tonight, we're gonna put up some of this stuff right here. We're getting some stuff on YouTube. So I'm giving props to people on YouTube. This is a premium. This is an election result stuff that we was literally just talking about. A lot of the not electoral votes, but right now we're looking at the popular vote. So tonight is really based upon, and correct me if I'm wrong, but tonight our results are really looking more toward the popular vote than the electoral vote. The popular vote tonight determines the electoral vote.
No.
See, this is exactly why we're having this conversation.
They are two totally separate things.
Two separate things.
Hillary Clinton would have won the popular vote 4 years ago.
She did win the popular vote. She didn't win the electoral vote.
Right. And the electoral vote is what gets the presidency.
There you go.
So, and that's part of the problem. That's something that's happened. Al Gore, if I'm not mistaken, help me out, guys. Al Gore won the popular vote too, didn't he?
I didn't think Al Gore ran.
Right. We wouldn't see Al Gore was president. We woke up, Bush was in the house.
Yeah. So with the last couple of presidential elections, there's been a lot of controversy between the problems with having a separate popular vote and electoral vote. So they've been talking about it, not hard, but there's been talks about what they should do with the Electoral College.
I was about to say, what they saying?
I mean, they're not talking about it hard. They're not changing it.
What was
Yeah, Mike. Y'all ain't gonna just jump on me with stuff that I say. Yeah, Mike. If it wasn't,
Well, it
wasn't hard.
We can talk about Dave Chappelle's cat. That ain't hard.
Hey,
Stop deflecting.
I don't care what nobody say. That's
I hope it's not Derek Fur. I hope it's not Derek Fur either.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they like I said, they've talked about it, but they haven't really talked about making any changes. They just keep saying, is there a chance here for us to make a change?
Okay. So, all right, question number 2 then. So a lot of people don't realize, and what we're showing on the screen right now, this is from YouTube, and it looks like I really don't even want to support this channel, but it's another channel that's actually showing strictly results. So what y'all feel about the importance of the local election? A lot of people don't pay attention to our local election. They realize that voting does not just happen every 4 years.
That's right.
People feel like voting only happens every 4 years. It does not only happen every 4 years. It happens every 2 years. The presidential election is every 4 years. So let me ask y'all.
Hold on. Repeat that. So the elections are every year. Local elections are every year.
Well, I'm saying the presidential elections are every 4 years, and local elections, you're right, are every year. Now, not every situation is every year, but there are elections every year technically.
Right. And in those elections, so your local elections, you elect for your okay, let me rewind. Me personally, this is my personal opinion. Local elections are just as important, if not more important, to me than the presidential elections.
Why so, sir?
Because we live locally. So the local elections constitute, or they take care of, how we live in our state, in our area, in our, not just our states, but those local elections break down to your geographic area, just your area of the city you live in, your area of the state you live in. And so there's all sorts of things that help out when it comes to the national stage, because when you vote the local stages, it helps to what do I want to say here? When you vote the local stages, it helps to put in place what you need nationally. Not only that, but it helps to put in place what you need locally, as like I said, you live there. So it could be mandates from the state, like how many taxes you pay. It could be mandates from the state on how many representatives are in your area. It could be mandates from the state for all sorts of things. So you have to pay attention each year to what's on the ballot and make your vote count.
So I know one of the big topics that's been on the ballot for the past couple of years is the legalization of marijuana. For those who are marijuana advocates, that's been a big thing. People wonder, why is it that their state doesn't have that available? To Mike's point, it's the local election thing. The whole, I know initially, what happens in a lot of cases is the federal government leaves a lot of, or the Senate or House or whoever makes these laws, leaves a lot. They leave it up to each state to create their own laws in certain cases. And so it is important, like Mike said, that you know what's going on your ballot each and every year, because there are things such as the legalization of marijuana, the legalization of same-sex marriages, or the legalization of what happens with your internet, for even that matter.
Gambling.
Stuff like that is
gambling. That's a good one.
Gambling, yeah, exactly. Gambling. Your state may or may not be a gambling state, or your area may not be a gambling area. Whatever the case may be. A lot of that stuff is localized stuff that's left. The federal government's like, we don't leave that to each state to make that determination on how they choose to handle, this, that, and the third. So it's important that people realize that you got to vote more than just every 4 years. Got to vote more than every 4 years.
Because things that affect you are more than 4 years away. Things that affect you happen every year, every day. So you got to pay attention. Adulting, it's hard.
Yes. And it's crazy because when I think about it, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't think about adulting when I was, my kids' ages, when I was 15, 17, or whatever the case was. I just thought, adulting was something I look forward to, because I was like, I ain't got to go to school no more. I can go do my own thing. I'm going to have my own house. I'm going to have a wife, and I'm going to be doing this, that, and the third. And it was like, yeah, okay. I got smacked. I seriously got smacked in the face with that word you use called adulting.
Yes, sir. I was the same way. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to be an adult. Then a couple years into it, I realized I made some bad choices and I want to be a kid again.
Got that right. Got that right. Down
Can't
there
go
looking
back.
laughing.
I mean, we can
Can't go
choose
back,
not to do any adulting.
You
And then
can.
what
A
happened?
lot of people do too, don't they?
They do.
I was about to say, and then what happened? Because you can choose it all day long. You mess around and choose it, and you
Hey.
still be adulting, but you can be adulting on the street.
They throw up them prayer hands. Talk about my testimony.
I got adulting. I got adulting. I got. All right, adulting is gonna be for man code living late on night. Take me off.
Hey, I got a question, right?
I got adulting for you.
How are states calling who won the state if not all the ballots have been counted?
Because they're going by the majority.
Yeah, they may have enough. They may have enough already that the other side cannot catch up.
So, but like some of these states be like 11% popular. I mean, 11% in. That's
And
not
calling
even
it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Give me a state. Which one?
Give me a second. Let me go back.
No, you good. You good. The reason I'm asking is because it may not be a swing state. It may be a state that normally goes that way.
But how can they
But you still
definitively
can't make that
call it?
determination unless at least 50% of the
So
votes.
like Oklahoma is at 7%.
Okay.
And they've already called it red.
Right. Rhode Island is at 32%. And they call
Those
it
still
in-
project.
Yeah, everything-
But it says race called. So these numbers like 91 and 73. Like if you're, how can you say racist? These are projected if they saying they call racist called. Like they already put the check mark by the representative.
Oh, I thought you were saying projected, this is percentage right now. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. So you gonna make me go to one of my teacher friends that teaches in that subject. I'm gonna have to go find out now.
I think it'll be insightful for all.
Yeah. Let me hit
what's the
somebody up.
Hold up, man. We ain't doing homework. I ain't doing no homework.
Or like I'm looking at Mississippi, right? It says Trump is 41.6 and Biden is 57.2, but Trump won the state. But it only has like 1% in.
They said that's I guess
That's a good question.
That's the part, the whole percentage part. Because right, if it's only
And that's
2%,
that station. Change your station and say something different. I'm being serious. I ain't lying. I'm serious. Some stations will carry that narrative. You can look at it. You can switch back and forth between Fox, CNN, NBC, CBS. Fox is out there. Trump. They ain't saying he losing. They just putting it up.
So I'm looking at CBS right now, and they still, doing percentages. Well, that was the Senate. For president, Vermont was 32% in, but again, Joe Biden has already won the state.
Yeah, they call Vermont
30%?
early. They call Vermont.
Well,
I think Vermont was like the first
it's
state.
over 50%. Well, I'm looking at no, that was the Senate. So they call
50% for what?
I said it's over 50%.
Of the votes come in.
the votes come in.
Of the votes counted.
Right.
Okay.
Like, what does y'all live feed look like?
Let me reach out. Yeah, I'm outside, so I don't have the TVs up.
I'm a little bit of back and forth. I'm looking at one. We got the on the screen. We currently got the current votes going on from each state. And right now, as y'all can see, it says that Biden is in the lead with 91 potential electoral votes from each state, not from each state, but in total. And then Trump was 73. But again, we know that can change because we know that the key goal is to have 270 electoral votes in order to projectively win the presidential race.
All right, so we said Oklahoma is one of them, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm gonna ask my man about it.
Now, if we need to bring him in, let me know if we need to bring him in. Send him the link. We can bring him in, and he can give us slow down the explanation of exactly how that works. Did y'all? Okay, I don't know. So, from my understanding, from our last conversation, everybody voted. Everybody on this show anyway, we voted early, correct?
Yes,
Correct.
I voted early.
Because from last I heard, nationwide there were more than 93 million people voted early. They said that has been more than almost as many people as voted in the last election, period. 93 million people voted early.
And of those 93 million, how many of them actually counted?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, they couldn't count any of the early votes until the election day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And when are they counted? Because there are certain states, and like you said, Mike, that cannot be counted until election day. There are certain states where you can count them before election day, and there are certain states that will continue to count them after election day. And that was one of the issues that Donald Trump had with everything that's going on. Because, for instance, Pennsylvania was one of them states that allows you to count early voting up to 3 days after the election day, so long as that it was postmarked by today's date. If it's not postmarked by today's date, then it cannot be counted. But other than that, there are states that allow you to count those votes up to 3 days after the actual election date.
Yeah, some states, I want to say the absentee ballots can go up to 22 days.
Gotcha. Gosh,
and that was part of that problem.
Overseas and our military and whatnot who are doing absentee ballots. But I got a question. Hey, let me know this. Curious question. I know I can't be the only person who has wondered this question. So we've been losing a lot of people just in general in life, right? But primarily this year because of COVID, we had the whole COVID-19 and whatever that's going on, the whole pandemic we in. So for those people who actually voted early, but unfortunately passed away, does their vote still count? That's a silly question, but it's something to think about.
They were alive when they cast that ballot. That ballot counts.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
they would have to have died within the last month for early voting.
Depending on what state they're in.
You could. Well, I mean, no more than this month. I mean, it ain't gonna go back no 2 months. They ain't start early voting back in early voting in August. So I mean, yeah, but yeah, man, they vote count. Yeah, they vote count. That's my last thing I did, man.
Here's my man's answer. He said, when states are more urban versus rural, they tend to go Democrat. If they're more rural than urban, they tend to go Republican. So you could project ahead. So it's kind of what I was saying. They kind of go based off of where the state normally goes, unless it's a swing state. If it's a swing state, it goes until the end.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So swing state, it goes to the end. So even your point, Donnell, they just showed it on the screen. Illinois was 38% in, but they already called it for Donald Trump. So I see right here, Indiana. Well, this isn't a good example, but they call in the race for Arkansas on the screen, 23% in for Donald Trump, but it's 23%. So
because they normally go that way.
So, but that's okay. So to Donnell's point, then, so what if it changes?
Now that's why these are projections.
So, but
They're calling it. They've had to do that before. I think they had to do that in Florida one year.
But why?
Where they had
so
to
then
change what they
why would
said.
the media call it if it's not final? Like personally, I don't like it, but okay.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't logically make sense. I get you down there. It doesn't logically make sense.
Because it's the media, and they want to be the first ones to project something. They want to be the first ones to say, "Hey, this person won this state. You heard it first here."
That's true, but
That's how the media works.
I'd rather be right than first. Be right first than wrong.
Yeah.
Winning a state versus winning the election is, what I care about.
Right. But again, that's why you have that 270, and that's it's a hard number to get to, and so they're going to project until they get to that 270. When, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember the last election, when they hit 270, they don't just say that person is the winner. They say that person is the projected winner.
And usually what happens, even in like the situation back in 2016, the opponent, all right, so this is another question. The opponent usually calls the projected victor and concedes. So your boy said that he is not sure if he's going to concede. Do y'all think he's going out that easy? Y'all think y'all going to go out that if he loses? Y'all think he can go out that easy?
Man, why would
I don't think either of them will.
Now, according to Biden said if he feels like he lost and it's not a close margin, he will concede.
But what's a close margin to him?
I don't know. That I don't know. We don't have him online, sir. But no. But I mean, say what?
Look, man. No matter what we count, Donald Trump is not going nowhere quiet and easy. So we shouldn't even act like he gonna be like do something dumb and stupid. We know it's gonna happen. If this don't go his way, man, we don't even need to be on Facebook talking about, hey, y'all see, we know he about to act up.
Yeah.
So
he
already
set the stage for it. Black vote.
Huh?
He already set the stage for it.
But question is, what can be done though? What can be done? Let's say he does lose, right? Hope we all wish him he loses. So let's say he does lose. He says, you know what, I ain't going nowhere. What can really be done?
That's what he gonna do. I promise you that's what he gonna do. Not out of the court. That's what he gonna do. It ain't nothing you can do about it. He gonna run them lawyers, and they gonna keep counting, just like Bush did with them hanging chads. Kept counting, recount, count again.
And then they take it to the courts. And then they take it to the courts.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a fight no matter what. You just ain't gonna come and take it off.
The only way
and go home.
The only way that it can't be contested, or it I don't even want to say that, because it can be contested no matter what. But the only way that it can really, be settled is if it's a landslide. Like for instance, let's say that one candidate gets to 270 and the other candidate is only at 50. It's a landslide.
Right. Even then, I don't still think he'll go that easy. Even then, I don't think he'll go that easy. I think he's already put it out there that it's going to be an unfair election, and because look at it right now. Right now, as of right now, the projected scores are 129 to 94.
Okay,
that ain't that close, in my opinion. That ain't that close.
But see,
close.
You talk about the Electoral College, though. Right?
You got
I'm talking about
California.
as of right now. I'm not saying overall. As of right now. Let's say if this was the end right now, then you could still call and be like, "Yo, I need to get some recounting done, this, that, and the third." But I'm just saying, overall, that means 94 to 129.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what? What you mean?
But that's why states like Florida and North Carolina are so important. In Ohio, and Michigan.
That ain't nothing.
Yep, because they carry a lot of electoral votes, and you have to wait to add those in.
Because California, they way up they like almost in the 20s, ain't they? Or maybe I don't even know.
They have a whole bunch of electoral votes.
Yeah,
Florida up there. Hell, North Carolina is in the double digits.
Yeah,
and that little league right there ain't nothing, man.
Yeah, trust me, that's what I'm saying. It ain't nothing now, but I'm just saying. In the grand scheme of things, right? It's not anything. But I'm saying, as of right now, that's a good little lead. But that doesn't mean anything because we've seen a lead like this disappear. Even 2016, Hillary had a hell of a lead, and they was like, "Yo." Early on, we was partying like Hillary about to win this, and all of a sudden, Donald Trump came back and was like, "Yo, this ain't so fun no more."
California,
man.
California has 55 electoral votes.
55. Good God.
Yeah, 55.
And they normally go Democrat though, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, Cody just said California has always been a Dem state.
Yeah.
Oh, black got a joke.
Oh man, I got a joke. When you told Mike it was 55, man, Michael, hold up. That's Democrat though, ain't it?
I want to make sure that 55 should go Democrat.
You need the reassurance, man. Yeah, you never know, man. Man,
I got to know. They still have 2 hours left to vote.
This is a serious election, and it's the funniest thing I seen. I ain't got a picture of it tonight, but the funniest thing I seen was people. It was a meme out there saying, "I'm watching tonight's vote like I did a group project." I know I did my part, but did you do yours?
Wow.
I know I did my part, but did you do yours? This is a group project. I know I did my part, but did you do yours? Because people say they're gonna do one thing and then flip and do something completely different.
That's right. Better believe it. They do it all the time.
People feel like that, and it's all right. So, for instance, and I thought I was be able to play the video, but I won't be able to do it because last time I played a video that aired on another network, we got kicked off. So I'm not gonna play the video. But there are, for instance, there are celebrities. Celebrities such as Ice Cube, celebrities such as Lil Wayne, celebrities even 50 Cent at one point in time, who and there are other celebrities who have worked with, because we had this conversation prior to the show, who have worked with or are working with or have even met with Donald Trump to potentially promote what they feel is a better agenda for our community. And a lot of us as normal people, or whatever you want, because we're not celebrities per se.
Non-celebrities,
yeah. Have now that we in this cancel culture, we like, oh, I ain't listening to Ice Cube no more. Oh, I ain't listening to Lil Wayne no more. Oh, I ain't listening to 50 Cent no more. Oh, 50 Cent changed his mind. Oh, I'm back with 50 Cent again. Those type of things. How do y'all feel about those things? How do y'all feel about celebrities such as Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, or even on the opposite side? Let's say people who choose sides for Joe Biden. We got, Eminem and I mean, there's a whole bunch of people who choose sides for Joe Biden. What do y'all feel about celebrities endorsing, specific candidates? Does it make a difference to y'all or not?
It doesn't make a difference to me personally, but I believe that they carry a lot of weight because a lot of people do listen to them. A lot of people do listen and say, yeah, that dude's like me. I'm going to do what he say.
Donnell?
We get...
Oh, my bad. Black. Go ahead, Black. Black vote.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Black vote. Call me Black vote. He is Mike is absolutely correct with that because some because Man, some people look at some of these celebrity. I don't know if celebrityism is that a word, but that shit is almost like a religion to some people. They live, they thrive, celebrity, and it is almost like a disease. You know, you would go get something just because you saw somebody else with that, and you got to have that. Now your life revolves around that. It's like, man, I haven't seen it. I just can't never get with it. I've never been starstruck. I just think, hey, what you eat make you do your thing, and what I eat make me do mine, and never the two shall meet. So I ain't never just been that person like, oh man, you see that? You know who that is? Nah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, but some people do let that celebrity, what's the word? Star Trek get them. That's what they are. Star Trek.
I was just gonna add, it is an influence because those individuals, a lot of those individuals probably are not doing the research on their own. So whatever their issue is, like whatever the celebrity issue is, it now becomes their issue. And so, you know, they'll argue the same issue the celebrity would, but wouldn't see the other side, if you will, because they're not doing the research.
Yes.
So for instance, my man Marvin Miller said it's a cult. It's starstruck. Would you consider it a cult then? I mean, because like, for instance, like Beyonce got the Beehive. I forget what Rihanna's is called. Like these celebrities, like you said, they have their own little following that pretty much does whatever X, Y, and Z celebrity says for them to do. Would you consider that to be a cult, like Marvin said?
I think it's a strong form of pimping. It's a strong form of pimping, man. You got
It's not considered a cult because it doesn't have anything to do with religion.
Gotcha. Okay. So a cult is strictly only to do with religion.
Yeah. Well, I won't say strictly, but it has to do with religion. Yes.
It has to have a religious aspect to it.
Right.
I think it is people having one strong belief in something. It ain't gotta be what we consider spiritual, but a belief in something.
Okay.
And they're for that cause, and that's what makes it a cult.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, they got them out there. They all they do is. But anyway, yeah. So when you start to talk about when you see your a celebrity, let's say, rocking a Beats by Dre, and everybody start doing that. I think he capitalized on that. He started getting them beats away to different celebrities, and guess what? Oh man, you see, Lil Wayne got them beats. Everybody got them beats. You put now everybody got to have it because they seen whoever they think is in the popularity person. That's who controls their mind because they don't do nothing else. They don't have room for nothing else, so they fill it with junk food, and garbage, and celebrity, and they can't do nothing else, so they go do the same thing.
So you feel like celebrities do have that much of an influence on people or culture that people will make decisions based upon what a celebrity says versus, I don't know, just having their own mindset.
Yes.
Where you been at?
Yes.
Where you been at, sir? Yes. Celebrities have influence on the black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people will buy stuff that they can't afford just because a celebrity has it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. My personal opinion.
Yes, I agree.
I agree. I know. I'm not saying.
When Jermaine Dupri said you're not a baller unless you have a Bentley, all of a sudden all these daggone Bentleys just came out of nowhere. Like,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
And they couldn't even afford to put a tire on it.
I think it's sad. I think it's sad but true. I mean that when it comes to that's materialistic things, but when it comes to something such as voting and things like this, and personal stances or religion or how you raise your kids, things like that, Are we that shallow of a people that we are truly listening and letting these people influence what we do without having our own mindset, our own opinions, our own thoughts?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Like-
Unanimous. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I mean, hey, look at this. Check this out. Think about all the Trump supporters who, just because he said it, they believe it, knowing it's a lie. All the networks will tell you that what he just said was a lie, but they still believe it because he said it.
My man Kingdom Chef said, "Yes, sir." Yes, sir. I mean, that's sad though, dog. That is sad as a mug.
But that's a generational mindset too.
Yeah,
But it's
people are lazy.
generational because it's
People
more
are lazy. People
It's
are
more
lazy. They don't
generational.
want to do their own research.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't want to do their own research, and they get all their information from people who they think know what they talking about, and then news, and that's very biased and opinion on both parts. And then they would really dive into the person themselves and try to figure it out, or not just the person, but even the situation. You know, that we're, and I'm not saying I'm innocent of this, but we headline people. You know, we ain't gonna read the article, but we'll read the headline.
Yes.
You know, I read the headline first and
Yes.
keep moving.
I'm guilty of that too.
Guilty.
Yeah, whatever pick in the headline is, I go ahead and put my whole story together about the whole thing before I read it. And I ain't read none of the body. Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what they've been selling stuff like that for years.
And here's a key example where I'm guilty of it. The whole Ice Cube situation. So a lot of people felt like, let's cancel Ice Cube because Ice Cube endorses Donald Trump. Is what the headlines say.
But
Black,
that ain't true.
You laughing,
It's what
Black?
the headlines say.
What the
It's what the
headlines
headlines say.
They say, let's cancel Ice Cube. Let's cancel Lil Wayne. Let's cancel whoever because these people are endorsing Donald Trump.
Right.
But
That's what the headline said.
Yep. That's what the headlines say.
Black was sharing earlier.
But when you really get into the
Black vote.
Black vote, my bad, Mike, my bad. Black vote. Black vote was saying earlier that you know, he knows a little bit more about the situation that I specifically was sharing about the whole Ice Cube situation. Because what I understood, Ice Cube was saying that, you know, based upon what he knew, that he was basically putting some support behind Donald Trump based on what Donald Trump platinum plan was about in comparison to Ice Cube's own plan. But Black was correcting me.
Yeah, I was.
Tell me a little bit more about that Black vote.
Totally, not only do you know, Donald Trump has a plan, and Biden has a plan, and he has a platform for each Vice President Pence and Kamala Harris. All those, he has all those plans that they have on the thing. And what people latched on to is that Biden got one too up there, and it's not that he is. Now I don't know Ice Cube from goddamn ice water. Let me tell you something right now. So I ain't speaking for this. So I really don't give a damn about Ice Cube. I actually happen to be a fan of him, but I can't speak for the man. You know, but what I do know and what I've seen is that you need to take a look. It's called The Contract with Black America, and you need to take a look at that and read throughout that and see what's going on. So Cube had worked with Trump, and Cube has worked with Biden and everybody else he's trying to work with to get a plan for us. And when you take a look at a plan for us, man, I don't think anybody can go against what he's trying to get done. So yeah, he does. He had to have support of Donald Trump. Why wouldn't you, the leader? Especially if I have an agenda for my people. Yeah, I'm with that. But if you ain't got no agenda, what we meeting for? A photo op? Well, I don't understand that. That just kills me. But yeah, that was the thing about what I know about the Ice Cube situation. So it is what it is. I don't know about Lil Wayne. I don't know what he did.
So my man Kingdom Chef, as y'all just saw a minute ago on the screen, I put it back up there for y'all. He says he worked for Lil Wayne the entire 2019. He said, please believe he is a Trump supporter. So that picture, let me see if I can. I think I got it somewhere. I mean, if I can find that picture, I got that picture somewhere. Give me a second, y'all. He got a picture of Lil Wayne, who actually decided he was going to stand by your boy and take pictures. And my bad, I'm still looking for it. And this really set a lot of people off because he stood and took this picture with your boy, Donald Trump.
That's because Donald Trump trying to get started.
I can't tell you what this picture says to me. Because
what
he was
Lil Wayne got
so happy to be in this picture. First of all, you said when he's on.
He never looks happy. Even when he's smiling, he looks like he's trying to get out of his own body. He said, I want to get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
He looked like Gizmo from Gremlins.
So, but I'm looking at this ensemble. I don't know what this dude got on, man. It's a choir robe. This is like Carver High School choir robes.
Hey, but I mean, obviously, he since being around him for all of 2019, he said he is so this is obviously coming from somebody who is within his personal camp, who basically says, your boy Lil
Wayne is stop reading them headlines. Hey, we don't know who that is from we bid don't know who's gonna be president tomorrow. But
and I actually do know who Kingdom Chef is, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm hungry now. I'm getting the munchies.
Hey, he's actually in Donnell's area. I was about to Mr. Reasonable. He's actually in your area. I'm about to say, he's looking for a good person. There you go.
The thing is, my man Kingdom Chef, we appreciate the support. Keep on keeping on, player. But the thing is, this Lil Wayne. Why should we even care if Lil Wayne standing by Donald Trump? What do Lil Wayne represent for us?
To my point earlier, he is an influencer. And so if people who are brainless enough to say, you know what, I'm following this influencer, that's why we should care what Lil Wayne thinks. He's an influencer.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. He's an influencer, but what we do as a people, it transcends race, it transcends social, all that economics. We let not economics because it is economical. We let the people with the most money influence us the most.
Yes.
Right? Instead of who? Who should actually be influencing us the most then?
Us. Ourselves. You got to know yourself. You got to do your own research.
But like you said, a lot of us are more headline people. We read the headline and don't do the actual read the rest of the article or listen to the rest of the interview or whatever the case may be.
Or even here's one thing I always get a little hesitant about. If you read something in the newspaper, it has to tell you who it's written by. 90% of the articles in the newspapers come from another place. It ain't even that particular newspaper. They just grabbing because
they have to put their sources out there. They have to. You have to look at what their sources are because that's something they have to do. They have to put out their source, so you can do your own research. We just don't want to do it.
You look at an article that's sponsored by the Ku Klux Klan, you're like, whoa, okay, I see why. The newspaper had it. So, golly. Then you look it up and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. That's not reputable. And then if you do see something by a person, then you know this is that person who is saying this article. So, I mean, I try not to get caught up in that mess, man. But yeah, you see people, you know, I'm not saying, I don't know who is right or wrong for anybody, but, you know, Lil Wayne with Donald Trump, what does that mean?
That just means
he
that
still
Lil Wayne
made, that doesn't mean Lil Wayne for Donald Trump. He needs to keep
all it means.
beating them bangers.
Right.
I honestly wish that's all it meant, Mike. I honestly do wish that's all it meant. But unfortunately, we got people who do not think for themselves, who say, because Lil Wayne supports him, I'm going to support him too.
And that's what's messed up about Ice Cube. Because if Ice Cube was really for somebody other than Trump, he doesn't need to be going out there touting how Trump, you know, liked his plan. He doesn't need to be going out there touting about how Trump did this and that, because people are going to translate that to he's for Trump.
So what I read was Ice Cube. What Ice Cube did was Trump was willing to sit down and take input from Cube,
right,
in his plan. And what I also read was, you know, Biden's camp, not so much. So Ice Cube argument is what's in it for us, meaning black folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called A Contract with Black America. Man, everybody need to go check that out. It's a whole website. It's that website, Contract with Black America, I think .com. I think that's how simple it is. But Google Contract with Black America.
That's the longest type out, but go ahead.
Yeah. It's called Contract with Black America. I mean, it's there. So I think it has about 13 or 14 things, and I mean they hit a whole bunch of different things, man, in there, and it's a great starting place, because why are we electing people, but we don't even know what we want from them?
Right.
So here's the thing: we don't even know why we don't want Trump in office.
I do.
We don't even know why.
With the quickness, we don't even know why. I do. I think a lot of us do.
Other
Black.
Other than we don't like it. Other than that, a lot of people, most people can't speak on it, other than what the headlines say or what he has done stupidly himself. You know.
See, that's enough.
Out there.
He's done stupidly himself is enough as to why not to like him.
Irresponsible.
Plain not thinking.
It's irresponsible.
The housing market alone. The
flip
housing market alone.
Flip that question.
Is an issue, especially if you're a homeowner.
If you're
now check this out. Now I'm gonna flip that.
Oh, hold on.
Because how many of us know what? All right, we also want another candidate. We want Trump out, but what do we want? We want just that person, or we want what our demands are. And 9 out of 10, we want that person because he used to hang out with my homeboy who was president, and he was the baddest one. He hit the 3 and was like, "That's what I do." That's who they like, this dude, because he was with our boy. Now, but what do we want from this dude? A lot of times we can't answer that. We don't even know what we want, because when we vote locally, like we talked about, we have no idea what's on our local agenda. We have no idea what our trash cans don't get picked up, but every other week. And other neighborhoods get picked up every week. We don't even know how they're going to rezone the schools that my kids go to, who get to go to the new school, and who going to get to stay at the old school, and who got to go to this other high school. We don't know none of that because we don't even know what we want. And that's what I'm telling us as a people. We got to find out what we want. Early in the year, we was talking about who we are. We know who we are. What do we want? So that is my appeal to us. Hey, man, find out what you want from people, because it don't matter who in the White House. If you don't know what you want, they ain't got to do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna say
And
this
that's what
real
we
quick.
all get.
I'm gonna say this real quick because we were talking earlier about local elections. This balance of
Right.
power, the balance of power that's showing on the screen now, that's part of the local election process. So what's happening is Republicans control the House of Representatives and the Democrats control the Senate, if I'm not mistaken, right now. So what we're trying to do is you're trying to get both the Senate and the House of Representatives to be on the same side as you, because the president has to deal with them directly.
Yeah,
The president
a
can't.
lot of stuff won't even get to the president's desk until after it passes the Senate and the House.
Right. So if you have the Senate as Democratic and you have the House as Democratic, then that president who is Republican has a harder time doing what he wants to do. But if the president has the support of the House and has the support of the Senate, then it makes his job easier, or her job, whoever is president, it makes their job easier.
So let me ask you this, because Maryland's governor, he's a Republican, and Larry Hogan, in my opinion, he's not a bad governor.
Okay.
And I would vote for him again. And and to be honest with you, like, I vote Democrat. So when you say harder, Republican, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like morally, he makes sense.
Okay.
And we talk about what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the one who got the extra PPEs when, your president wouldn't. And then gonna say he doesn't understand numbers. Well, what we do know is these numbers are climbing every day.
And I think, Donnell, to answer your question or to talk about what you're talking about, I think that's where people get caught up in the whole party thing. It's like, oh, I'm Democrat versus Republican versus what's right and what's wrong. I don't think anybody should vote a straight Republican ticket. I don't think anybody should vote a straight Democratic ticket, because
But that's what they do.
But to your point though, Donnell, to your point, you have people who are Republicans. You're like, oh, I see eye to eye with. So maybe I should lend my vote to him, even though I'm a Democrat. Or I see somebody that's a Democrat that I see eye to eye with. So I may vote for him, even though I may be a Republican.
See, but that's part of that research that you got to do for yourself. That Donnell knows himself. Donnell, I'm assuming, he's not going by celebrity vote. He's going by what he knows for himself and what he's looked at, what he's researched. So
Donnell with Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj.
Hey, if Cardi B said it, I'm doing it.
Nah, I mean, not to be selfish, but unapologetically, I'm looking at who's gonna benefit me.
That's right.
Right. And honestly, and it's funny because that's what Lil Wayne said. So Lil Wayne said, if it ain't about me, his words was literally, if it ain't about me, I don't care. If it don't benefit me, then I don't care.
The caveat is, what I'm saying, when I think about like the Affordable Care Act, like before that, there's been situations where, close loved ones, has lost employment, and, just, doing the research on my own to figure out like what health insurance premiums were, like, it was like thousands of dollars a month. And I'm like, well, who can afford that?
Right.
So when Obama came to the picture and he was putting, all that out there, like, I was just like, it makes sense. And for me, it was like, for people who were totally against it, was stupid. My opinion, right?
You know why, Donnell? Because he said,
don't take it personal.
He said, that's what I do.
But then I've heard people say, well, why should I pay taxes for people to come to this country illegally and be able to reap the benefits of the Affordable Care Act. I think that's a valid argument, but again, morally, we're all human regardless of where you come from. So
True. Did we just lose Mike? Mike just dipped out on us like that? How you feel, Mike?
Hey, Mike, he probably had to go to something. Ain't none of my business. Hey, look here.
What you about to say, Black Vote?
No, just looking at this other information that we have here. But yeah, man, yeah, man. I don't. One thing I hate is being labeled. I hate when people label like me as a whatever. I do this. I'm Democrat, Republican. Oh man, I don't. I learned a long time ago not to play none of them games, man. I've always wanted to be a free, independent man. That's what I am.
Yep.
I don't know nothing about
Is that what you registered as, independent then? Because I mean, isn't that pretty much what independent? I guess, or answer me this, and maybe Mike would know because I think he's not online right now. But if you register as anything else, you pretty much don't get a vote when it comes to those other elections sometimes. If you register, answer me. So if you register as independent, when it comes to voting at those other elections outside of the every 4 years, what is it that you get a chance to vote on? Do you get a chance to say in the Democratic Party who's going to be X, Y, and Z, or the Republican Party who's going to be X, Y, and Z?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. You don't get excluded for not being labeled as a Democrat or anything. Even if you register as a Republican, you can always exercise your vote. It's just the stuff that they're gonna cater to you, and the stuff what you're registered as, and what they do. They will. All elections are open to everyone, not just a particular party. Never, even when you just trying to vote on Republican issues, those elections are open to anybody who wants to vote. But you can only vote once.
So when you say you can only vote once, meaning you can only vote once, you can't. Let's say you participate on the Democratic side, even though you're independent, you participate on the Democratic side. You can't come back and say, "Oh, I now want to participate on the Republican side," and at that same time. Is that what you're saying?
No. So once you cast your vote, your vote is cast. That's it. You can't go vote. There is no Democratic vote and no Republican vote. It's American vote. It ain't none of that. All that stuff is just to cater and project and to try to label you. You ever got a new cell phone like I did, and a person I know what part of this person was part of who had the number before me? So that's we just giving you a call back, just let you know, thank you. I'm like, whoa, this dude don't work here no more. He is not. This ain't his number no more. Don't call him no more. So it's not. You vote as an American. That's what you should, or a person. As long as we're in America, we gotta vote as an American. But I never want to people get caught up in I am this, I'm that. Because ain't nobody what you are. And everybody we think for us ain't for us. We gotta be for us.
So there was a question that came in for you, Black Vote. Excuse me, Renee. You must address him as Black Vote tonight. Black Vote. They want to know, and you can answer it. If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. They want to know, who are you voting for? Are you voting did you vote as an independent?
Yeah, I voted as an independent. Yes.
I voted as a Democrat.
Okay.
I always voted as an independent. I don't even know what a Democrat or a Republican is. I don't know what they are. First of all,
don't be an elephant.
Yeah, I don't even know what they mean. Yeah, other than donkey and an elephant. You know, then I go back, you say, well, the Republican Party was the party that was in when that forced the end of slavery. Oh, I like that. Most blacks were Republican until blah, blah, blah. Oh, then we became Democrat after they passed this law about welfare, blah, 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 and all the. Damn, hold up, man, hold up. So you mean to tell me I can change? That my great grandkids will probably be something else too? All this flipping and flopping, man, I don't do all that, dog.
So I'm a moderate. And
Ooh,
you know,
I ain't see that on the thing.
I'm in the middle. So most people are not all the way left. Most people are not all the way right, meaning they're not all.
I don't even know what the hell all that mean, though. I don't know what it means to be always left, always right. I don't know what none of that means.
Okay, so let me break it down like this. So
okay, break it down.
If there are Republican values and there are Democratic values, right?
Yeah.
And if you believe wholly and completely in one, you're all the way left. If you believe wholly and completely.
Who the hell made these values up? Who? When this list? Can I see the list of these values somewhere?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
I need to see a list.
So
Republicans like to uphold laws.
Well, no, I need to see that list. I need to see that list.
So if you go to like the Republicans' website, not a person, but actually the website that
RNC,
that supports the party. Yeah,
the good old party. It's the good old party.
If you go to the RNC or you go into the DNC, the Democratic National Party, they have what's called a platform. And that platform is their set of values.
But that changes, though. That changes.
For who? For who?
Both of them. It changes.
It does, but by in part, it mainly stays the same, which is what keeps them Democrat and what keeps them Republican. And that's why you have these people out here like Bernie Sanders and, some say Kamala, who, are kind of in the middle. But if you're more in the middle, you're called moderate because you believe in some values from Republican, you believe in some values from Democrat. I'm a moderate. So Democrats believe in taking up for the people. They believe that the government should stick up for the people. Republicans believe that it should be left up to the states who goes to the people. It should not be big government. So me personally, I'm a Christian. I believe highly in Christian values. And so that tends to side more Republican than it does Democrat. I'm a gun owner. That tends to side more Republican than it does Democrat. These are things that make me more towards the middle. So I'm a moderate. Question?
Mm-hmm.
You look like you're thinking. Black vote.
No, not a question. I mean, but all those, they could be intertwined with both of them because, hey, I guarantee you, most of my family are Democrats, and they got a whole bunch of guns. Not just one, not just two, maybe three, maybe four, maybe enough for everybody in your house.
That's protection.
Exactly.
From the South.
No, that's protection.
Yeah. Republican because I got a bunch of guns. I love guns. But I know you're saying that one thing. I'm with you though, Mike. I'm with you. I'm totally
typically
with you.
Gun owners' rights are Republican rights. Typically. And so because I believe in some of the values of both, I'm considered a moderate.
So let me ask you this, Black, since you brought it up, and not to cut you off.
Black vote.
So if your family love guns, do you think the government should have say so of how they regulate guns?
They already regulate the guns.
Certain Do you think? But it's normally like a state thing. But do you think the government should have a say so?
Like a federal law.
What are we talking about guns? As
So
far as what?
DC is federal land.
Yeah.
So they're not allowed to own guns.
Okay. When you talk about just owning a gun, okay, that's what I was talking about. I wanted to get to what aspect about guns that you're speaking of. Like, yeah, you can't have guns in New York.
Right.
You can't
DC.
have a DC. A couple other states, they don't allow you. You can't have a gun. So I mean, that'll make sense to me. I mean, if hell, we got 48 other states or how many states, 47, and everybody's strapped, and we ain't. Hey, look, let's be friends with everybody. I don't understand that, but
Renee, help me. Help me understand. Some of DC is federal. What would be the other piece?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too, Renee, because or maybe she has question marks. Maybe that was a question. I don't know.
Because DC doesn't have
all of DC is federal.
Doesn't have a statehood.
But DC has a city. It's a municipality.
DC is a city.
And that's only a city. It's not part of a state.
Yeah, it's not part of a state.
No,
it's
I know
not even part of a territory.
What I'm saying is they do have their judicial system at that level.
They do. Like they have a mayor. However, the land itself is federally owned. So they're not part of the 50 states. I mean,
like Puerto Rico. Like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they're like Puerto Rico and Guam and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I know exactly. Y'all understand? You got to read the thing about that. They made it where it couldn't. That's why it had to be the head, because anyway, they didn't want it to be any type of. DC is actually not supposed to be a part of the United States as it is as a state. It's supposed to be separate from the 50 states. That's why you get the District of Columbia. It's a district giving it, but they did that for a reason. And but I'm saying though, I mean, I just don't. We going back to the rules about when Mr. Reasonable said, "How do I feel about Republicans not wanting or Democrats?" I don't know who the hell had the guns, but everybody got guns. I'm telling you right now, everybody got
legal.
Everybody got them. Hey, look. Yeah,
legal.
And if you think people in DC ain't got no guns, go ask some people that got shot last night. Hey, I'm telling you, they got
legally owned. We're talking about legally owned.
They there.
Yeah, we know they there, Black. Obviously, they there.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You can own a gun in all states. You can own a gun. However, carrying a weapon in public or concealed varies by state.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
so my question is,
that's the issue.
Gun laws are more stricter in states than others.
Yeah,
And
Maryland is much more strict than the South.
Absolutely. So they're not handing out, concealed carry permits like flapjacks. They're not doing that. Like, from my understanding, like you have to have like a really good, legit reason why, and even that might be denied.
Right.
No,
yeah, that's in Maryland.
You got to tell them why, other than it's your right. It's the Second Amendment. I mean, to own a gun.
It's a state law, though.
You just say protection.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes the federal leaves it up to the state. They may say this is federally illegal or federally not a whatever. We're going to leave it up to the state to make their own decision on how they will handle this situation. Like I said, that's when it comes to marijuana. That's when it comes to guns. That's when it comes to
a lot of healthcare issues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that again, going back to the platforms, that's the Republican platform is against big government. So the Republican platform is against the federal government saying it's a federal law to not own or to own the gun. It's a federal law to be a part of the healthcare system or not be a part of the healthcare system. And Republicans are saying that that should be up to the states, not the federal government.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you on that. But my thing is that what you're saying, yeah, and those things will change. But just as far as, it's the area is so gray. I think so. I heard it somewhere, man. We just want to have good people. I mean, that's all we want, man. All I want is somebody, man, do me just half as good as I do you.
That's
And
true.
we'll be all right.
That's true. However, to Mike's point, again, I guess notating some of the differences specifically between Republicans and Democrats is that, Republicans are more conservative. They are more tight on old tradition, old laws, old ways. We kind of stuck in our ways in comparison to Democrats, who are a little bit more liberal and say, you know what, let's think about this in comparison to this completely shutting certain stuff down as Republicans are. And I think that's even where it comes into racism, because, a lot of people say, Republicans are racist because they are stuck in old ways of let's do things the way things used to be. Let's make America great again the way it used to be, in comparison to Democrats who say, let's be a little bit more progressive. Let's think about where we are currently and so forth.
Let's move forward.
Let's move forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, y'all need to be somebody campaign, man. Y'all need to be somebody campaign, man. Y'all giving slogans and slurs
that's what the terms are out there, like make America great again. And who was
that's my whole point about this whole situation, man. It ain't no such thing, man. These different don't get me wrong. The way it's set up with Democrat, but ain't nobody none of that, because don't now want us know what the hell each other are. It's a divisive system that we have been put in place for us to argue about and keep us confused as hell. That's what I say. I don't get into what's a Democrat and what's a Republican.
Okay, that's black on black. Black on black vote. How do we get out of that? How do we change out of this? How do we move forward out of this system that you're saying that we're in?
Well, I just believe in the answer already been said by everybody on here. We got to get down and know what we want. We got to know who we want, what we want, and who we gonna try to elect to get what we want.
Okay. There you go.
And I think that is what's so important about having an agenda for what everybody, we need to know what that agenda is. Can you imagine having meetings and not knowing what the hell a meeting gonna be about every time?
You know how many emails I get, Black? I ain't gonna lie. I work in the corporate America and people say I want to meet, and I have no clue what the hell they want to meet about. And they don't tell me until I get there and say, oh, so this is what I got on my mind.
Hey, when I was in corporate America, man, hey, you sent me a meeting like that, I would hit, please send a detailed agenda. I'll send it back and cancel it and decline it. I decline it, send it back, decline it, make them resend it with an agenda. Because you ain't sent me no agenda, I ain't coming to your meeting.
There are people like that, yeah.
Well, I think that's what we do as America, man. So look, if we do get whoever you are, whatever you voted for, if you get the person you want in there, and we happy as hell tomorrow, what does that mean for you?
Good question.
I was the worst president on the face of the earth. I tell you what, I didn't go to prom in high school. I was the worst class president, man. I have not, I'm still the worst because I have not organized any type of reunion. But let me tell you something, man. it was a popularity contest almost. I ain't know what I was doing. And guess what? Ain't nobody ever demand nothing from me. Now they are. They're like, hey, man, what you going to do? Man, we almost 50 years old. Let's get this whatever year reunion in. Yeah, you got to organize. You got to force me to do something. And that's what I'm saying. What do we force our people in office to do for us other than we like it?
I got to answer that, but I know Donnell. Go ahead, Donnell. Go ahead, Donnell.
I mean,
I mean, you was gonna say, my bad, Donnell. All right, so right while Donnell's thinking, right, go ahead.
so I know, like, I mean, a few things, right? So, like, when Bush, the son, was in office, the housing market had skyrocketed, right? And right before Obama took over, it popped.
Bust. Yep.
And so I, like the house. So I bought my first house in 2006, right? And like right after, I'm telling you, like right after I bought my house, the bubble had popped. So basically, I'm in a house that normally houses appreciate, right? When you talk about like assets and things, it depreciated. Fast forward, I bought my second house in 2008, and even though like it was very expensive when I got in, like when Obama was in office, like I was able to refinance it without having to go through the process of an appraisal, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So I was able to just refinance what I owed on my loan. Fast forward, I'm in a position now where my first house, because I still own it, my first house is about to, like, I did one of those interest only loans just to get in. It was a beginner house. I can't refinance it because I don't have enough equity in my house, and because it's considered a second home, the loan structures are a lot different from your primary home. So I'm up against having to come out of pocket a whole bunch of money all at once. And that's not something, my personality, that's not something that I really would want to do for an investment property, if you will.
Right. Gotcha.
And those are some of those things that your local senators and House of Representatives for your state will fight for. So again, that's why you have to know who's running, and you have to figure out who you're going to back, whether it be Democrat or Republican. You have to figure out who's going to be in your best interest, and that's what you fight for. That's who you vote for.
So I got a question, 2 questions, right quick. So do you feel like, because there are more parties than just Democratic and Republican? Y'all know that, right? I mean, obviously,
Yes.
like there's Green Party, there's Tea Party. I mean, like all of it. Anyway, but so do y'all really feel like at any point in time, any of those other parties can pull up to the level of a Democratic or Republican party? That's question 1. Question 2 is, are you surprised based on the numbers that are shown on the screen right now? 129 for Biden, 109 for Trump. And then we have quite a few undecideds in the yellow. Are y'all surprised by any of the numbers thus far? Before we get out of here.
Okay. I'll jump out there. I'll say that I'm not surprised by the numbers right now. What was your first question, Ty?
First question was, do you believe any of the other parties that we usually don't talk about?
Yeah.
Do you believe they'll ever rise to the level of a Democratic or Republican party where we can start looking at, like, Bernie Sanders ran, his first year not as a Democrat.
So I believe that there's a movement in America right now towards progressive. I believe that there's a chance that progressive parties, or I don't even know if that's a party. Somebody help me out with that. Is the progressive a party? I don't know.
Sure, I don't know.
But I do know that would you say black vote?
I thought it was insurance. I thought it was Flo and Jamie.
So I think that now there's a movement towards that progressive unit. And so I do think that there could be a change in the next couple of election cycles. So I'm talking about presidential election cycles. So you're talking in the next, probably 16 years that the progressive could become a party and start to take wind and take a hold out of the Democrat and Republican parties.
Okay. Okay. Renee said, "Don't push the other parties, even if they still care for party vote." It's like, okay, gotcha. All right, Mike, not Mike, Donnell, what you think?
What Mike said.
Really, Donnell? Is that how you feel? What Mike said?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to add to it.
Okay.
But I agree. I mean, I think the country is progressing, right? And no, I mean, I'm looking at the Midwest. Like, I'm not surprised by the numbers right now at all.
Right.
All right. What about you, Black?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, eventually that's going to be something else that rises up and rivals the status quo that we have in the country. It's natural. You got a lot of young people that have a lot of different views. I'm sorry, and some of their views I ain't a fan of, but a lot of it is just strange, man. They're that generation been pampered too. They never had to open books. They could say Google and they'd tell them. They this generation that has never had to write a report on paper, So it's a lot of stuff that has been done for thousands of years up until now that the digital age, these are digital people, they see the world different. Of course, there's going to be another race that we have. Of course. Yes, there are. And as far as tonight, no, I ain't surprised. I mean, I don't even have no expectations about this because, man, I've been to sleep. One dude's president. I woke up the next morning, another dude's president. I thought he had got shot overnight, man. So it don't surprise me, man. I don't know. No, it don't surprise me. I mean, it's still early. It's like Atlanta winning had the Patriots in the Super Bowl 28-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. You never know. Like you said, you can go to sleep tonight and thinking one thing, and I mean, hell, we saw it 4 years ago, Hillary and Trump. Everybody knew. We just knew Hillary won that by the numbers. Like you said, had you gone to sleep on those numbers, you woke up the next day, you was like, yo, how did this happen? So we can't be fooled by what we see on the screen right now. On CNN, on Fox, on NBC, on RETV, on BET, on TV1, and this, that, and the third. Like I said, this was like a group project. I know I did my part in the group, but did you do yours? Did you do yours?
Yeah, mine, dog. Yeah, mine.
Exactly. Hey, Black Vote, excuse me. What's Man Code?
Yes.
What we doing for Man Code tonight?
Oh man, we started talking about how voting and knowing who we represent is a part of adulting. It's called adulting. I got a real adulting for the fellas out here tonight, man. Since we talking about adulting, fellas, man, let me tell you something, man. Let me check my notes on this. No man over 35 years old should be getting in bed with no damn basketball shorts on. We're adulting. Man, get you some sleepers. Get you some lounge pants, man. Get you some pajama bottoms, man. Don't be going to bed no damn tulle socks, in basketball shorts. like they finna call you and ask you, hey man, we need another, we need a 4, we need a 5. You gotta run. Like I call you to run with them that night, and you gotta hurry up and get out of bed. If you go to bed looking like you about to go to basketball practice, kill yourself, man. Kill yourself. I'm speaking from experience, man. The other day, man, I looked up, man. I woke up and I said, man, I can't do this. Man, I woke up, I had on some daggone old football shorts that I played football in, drawstring, and I still had stuff in the pocket. And then I woke up, I had one of my old college old team a t-shirt on, man. Man, I said, man, you about to go hoop. I said, man, you can't do that, man. You over 35, man. There's no man. Look, dog, if you're a grown man, go sleep like one, man. Put on some lounge pants, man. Put on some lounge pants or
Renee said sleep naked. Hey, Renee said sleep naked.
There you go. All right. Yeah. You doing, hey,
your wife
I do sometimes.
Sometimes I get
no,
maybe she like.
Maybe.
Hey, look.
Maybe she like.
Yeah. Fellas, man, it's a new day, a new time, man. We grown, man. Buy some real sleeping wear. Buy real sleepwear. That's grown.
Okay.
That's adult. Buy real sleepwear.
That's grown folk talk right there. Adulting.
That's grown folk talk right there.
There you go.
All
right. Man code.
Can they be
Donnell popped up.
Can they be cartoon pants?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Hey. What about them
They could be
character? What about them character onesies?
Hey. I can't eat front, Donnell. I can't eat front, Mr. Reasonable. I got some character onesies. My wife bought me some for this past Halloween, and I won a Halloween costume in a onesie, Pac-Man joint. So I can't eat front.
But you can't go to sleep in that, man. You can't go to sleep in that.
First of all, I sweat like a mug, so you damn right I ain't going to sleep in it.
That's right. Hey, I'm the same way, Ty. I get hot in the bed. Yeah, so less is better.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie, I wear character. I wear character onesies. I got character onesies. I got some SpongeBob sleepers, dog. I got sleepers. I ain't sleeping in no little basketball shorts.
Can you can you go to sleep in some Fenty Savage men wear?
You know what, Donnell, kill yourself.
What is that?
Donnell, kill yourself. That's Rihanna's joint. That's Rihanna's. Hey, that's Rihanna's line. Rihanna got a line of 57.
No, I don't know about all that, dog.
If it's light and it ain't gonna make me sweat, I'll wear it.
So if it's lace and it don't make you sweat, you wear it.
Nah, ain't no lace in it. So it must be a women's line then, huh?
No,
now she do got a men's line.
women.
She got a men's line. She got a men's line.
With lace on it?
I don't know about lace.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I now know. I now still be singing "Shoop" in the car by herself.
Oh man, we told you about that, man. Now you have to get rid of that, man. We told you had 30 days to get that taken care of.
Renee said, "Man thongs, ain't no damn way, ain't no damn way."
Oh,
No man.
No man thongs.
Hey, look, man, go. I'm telling you, man, get you some old nice lounge pants or whatever you want to call them, man. They can have plaids on them, man. They can have tie. They can have Pac-Man up. But you can't be no onesie. You can't go see no damn onesie. Look, hey, look, man, lounge pants, favorite team, colors. You can get as creative you want to, man. And then you can't have on the top to match lounge pants. Like you got Pac-Man lounge pants. You got Miss Pac-Man T-shirt on. No, kill yourself. You can have lounge pants with your team on it, but then your T-shirt, the top you wear can't be no jersey. Got the same. You can't have the same thing, man. You got to go solid with one, character in the other.
Exactly.
You can't go both.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
You can't go both.
I'm with you there.
You can't go
Okay,
both.
man code.
Let's
Man
go ahead and stamp
code.
that with his
Man
man
code.
code. Let's stamp that as man code.
All
That's
right,
stamped.
That's
that's done.
Hey, before we get out of here, last thoughts about tonight, fellas. Last thoughts about tonight. We sitting there looking at this ticker. We had 129 and 109. I know we still got a while to go. We still got a whole bunch of Western states. We still got some undecideds out there. What's y'all last thoughts about tonight, fellas? Who want to go?
Woo.
I just know when somebody ain't gonna be happy. Somebody gonna be mad. Because I know if Trump lose, he is not gonna lose. He gonna fight this thing out like it's coming, man. You think we'd have seen some turmoil, man? Let this dude lose this thing. You gonna see it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So that's my end comments on it.
My last thoughts for the night are: I hope it doesn't take a month and the courts to decide who becomes the next president. I hope that it's decided tonight or within the next couple of days who the winner is. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Mr. Reasonable?
My thoughts are, let's be optimistic about tonight. Even though, people are already saying your man is going to stay in another 4 years. Much like what Mike said, like, I hope it's announced tonight so I can sleep peacefully. And that's all I have.
Gotcha. I guess my last thoughts are, I'm sort of indifferent because we had to pick between the lesser of two evils, in my opinion. It's not a secret who most of us have voted for. As most of us, even though we may either be independents or other parties, have voted for the lesser of two evils in Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. I'm optimistic because I'm just an optimistic person in what in my life in period. I try to think positive. And so I'm really hoping we will have change in Joe Biden rather than Donald Trump from what we had the past 4 years. And I'm, like you said, I'm hoping I can go to sleep tonight and really not think much about that, going forward, other than, what our future looks like in a positive manner rather than in a negative manner. Who can help us both locally as well as nationally when it comes to us as a people, us as, human beings, us as, just in general, man. So we in that race to 270, fellas. We in that race to 270. I don't plan on staying up all night to figure out who's going to get 270 either. So I still got work in the morning.
That's right. So, me too. I'm going to have to go to sleep on it and see what happens in the morning.
Yeah. I'm going to take me some shots and I'm going to sleep.
Exactly.
Maybe I can get some tonight.
Yes, baby. Biden won.
Election night sex.
You better go in there with no basketball.
That should be a topic. That should be a topic by itself. Election night sex. Should that be something? Should that be a thing?
We want to know. Ladies, write us in. Election night sex. Should it be a thing? Millionaire Man Cave. Hit us up on Instagram.
Heck
hit
no.
us email.
Heck no. Sounds like every 4 years to me.
Yeah, remember, we vote more than just every 4 years.
Yeah, no. Voting is every year. Election is every year.
Heck no.
Look, in my house down
What I
there,
heard was I'm only getting sex once a year.
hey, like I said, in my house down there, we voting every night. We voting on dinner. We voting on everything.
There you go. There you go. All right, yeah.
I ain't fooling with y'all. Hey, but appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television every week, re-tv.net and on YouTube. Tonight was a special night. We had some technical difficulties about some videos we played on Facebook, which is why we're usually on YouTube. Hit us up on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Download the app onto your telephone. Hit us up on the website, re-tv.net, and we will catch y'all next Tuesday, same time, same place, hopefully different president. We'll catch y'all next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace.